Has anybody ever really been successful at intermittent fasting? But like, really, have they? I mean, maybe it's been a trend, a fad, a buzzword. Either way, let's find out together. So the reason I started this channel is because I want us to essentially go through a journey together of intermittent fasting. This is something I have actually done before, but I never really documented the process, and I want to make sure this time around that I do so. Where I heard of intermittent fasting is through the internet. I was surfing around on YouTube, figuring out what's a possible way that I can use to lose weight, and it's something that I came across in terms of my searching, and it caught my attention. Intermittent fasting seemed like a very interesting concept, and I think just the overall concept itself works well within my bounds and within my lifestyle. So I thought, why not try it? My history with weight loss involves quite a lot of yo-yoing. I have been through a lot of experience with weight loss and also weight gain, back and forth, and I think for me what I struggled with the most was maintaining. And I think also the other aspect of it is the mental space of it. When it came to the times that I had quit, it was difficult for me because I just wasn't able to necessarily compute and reconcile the fact that I had lost weight, and it was just a mental shift for me that it wasn't clicking at the time. And so it is something that I had to figure out how to work through it, so that I can be able to also just maintain myself and essentially beat the stigmas that have been placed on me my whole life regarding my weight. The thing that propelled me to embark on my journey with intermittent fasting was because I wanted to end bad habits. I wanted to end bad habits, and I wanted to make sure that I was starting to essentially take care of myself better. Intermittent fasting and just the weight loss journey itself is something that's personal, and it has a different meaning for everybody. But for me, I essentially told myself that I need to stop the bullcrap, and I wanted to put aside childish ways so that I'm able to adopt a lifestyle that is healthier for me, and more conducive to where I wanted to be as an adult entering my 30s, and my future in general. So when it came to my eating habits overall, I'm not somebody who necessarily eats a lot. I am a person who more so snacks a lot, and snacks a lot on all of the wrong things essentially. And I think I wanted to make sure that I start to tackle that, and I start to curb those habits overall, so that I can adopt a healthier lifestyle and start to transition into making healthier choices overall and overcoming my weight loss issues from the past. And intermittent fasting just seemed like the perfect opportunity to do this, because I felt for those reasons it was the most compatible with my lifestyle. Some of the changes that I had to make in my life in order to incorporate intermittent fasting included cutting back on my eating hours. So you may have heard of the 16-8 rule, where you essentially fast for 16 hours and then you eat within a window of 8 hours. Within that period, you're allowed to have whatever you want to have, but within the 16-hour period, there's no eating. Now you're allowed to have water, you're allowed to have tea, you're allowed to have coffee, as long as you do not add anything to them. Do not add sugar, do not add anything like honey or lemon that would raise your insulin levels. And so what I started to do was drink tea that I infused with apple cider vinegar. And the reason I used apple cider vinegar is because it also helps with the digestive system. And at the time when I started, I realized that my stomach wasn't in the best state, and I also realized that my energy levels were lagging. And with those changes that I was making, it meant that I had to make sure that I stayed and remained in those 8 hours windows. And over time, I would then progress into narrowing that window so that I had a longer period when my insulin levels were not raised, so that the effect of the intermittent fasting would take place, where my body would essentially use its own fat in order to transform that into energy, and I would be able to sustain myself. Look out for the next few videos where I'll be making sure that I cover a lot of topics related to intermittent fasting. from who you can go to find out a little bit more and do research on the topic about, to what I'll be doing, what I'll be eating, measuring myself, and also just tracking my progress as I go along. So please join me and make sure that you subscribe, give it a like, and I'll see you on the next one.